Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to Wrestling Gab. That's Talitha. I'm Travis, and it is Friday. It's finally the weekend. It's here. It's official.
The weekend is here. And, of course, as you all well know, this is the last Smackdown on the European tour that will be pre-recorded. After that, they will be back again live from the United States, and we will be back to our regularly scheduled programming, as we are just going to give a quick synopsis of what's going to happen tonight and no spoilers of who won. So if you're willing to watch it, you can, but don't watch us if you don't want to know nothing that's happening. Anyways, as of right now, what's happening is we have Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes out there. Cody Rhodes did come out first. Randy is out there now. They're all blah, blah, blah to the people of London because they are in London, England.
London, England.
So they're talking because they want to know what happened. Cody talks about how he wasn't always happy, but Randy says he remembers Cody Rhodes in his early 20s, and he says Cody wasn't always happy. He was frustrated, but he was smart enough that he needed to grow, but couldn't do it in the WWE locker room. So he's saying that by leaving, Cody Rhodes grew and expanded and became better. But we know that Randy's kind of a weirdo, so it wouldn't be surprising if he is just setting him up to take that shit from him too.
Right? At SummerSlam.
So Randy also keeps talking. If you're watching right now, he's talking right now, and he has a lot to say. Lots and lots and lots and lots. That he loves Cody, he's proud of him, yakety yakketies. That it's time for WrestleMania, and that he's going to kick Kevin Owens because he doesn't like him anymore. Chris is in the chat, and so is Hassan. Hey, guys.
Hello.
Just so you guys are aware, we are not going to do our whole show tonight. We are only going to do a quick synopsis of what is going to happen throughout the show. If you do not want to know that and you are going to watch it,
we're not going to tell you winners.
Yeah, we're not going to give spoilers, but we're going to tell you stuff that happened. And if you don't want to know that, don't watch. I'm giving you that right now. That's it. I'm not going to say it again. But anyways, it's a recorded version. This is our last stuff that they're going to be doing for SmackDown in a European tour. They'll be back to their regular stuff later on. Anyways, so, the crowd gets involved with everything that's happening. Yak, yak, yak. Randy's saying that he's very positive Cody's going to enter as a champ in WrestleMania and leave as a champ. But he'll be kicking Cena up and down the strip, just like Cena coming after 17. Randy says he'll be coming after 15 at some point. So he is possible, he is going to try to come after stuff and everything like that. Chris says there should be a feature in 2K25 where you can activate UK crowd chants. Hassan is in the chat as well and says, hi there, guys. Hello.
Hello.
All right. So with them out there,
which is true.
Drew McIntyre shows up and he's waving to him at the thing. He talks. He's saying how wonderful it is that there's a whole bunch of Nepo babies having a love fest in the middle of the ring, which is true, right? These guys are Nepo babies. Both their dads were in it. I mean, they've had family in it. Cody's dad had, multiple stuff throughout Texas and everything like that. So, I mean, he's not lying with his facts, right? It's facts. He is saying the truth. But Drew's telling Cody he should have listened to him about John Cena and all that stuff when he kicked him in the twigs and berries and all that other stuff. That's funny. He said, I guess, you should be facing the only UK world champion, but it was stopped by that makeup-wearing Team U Undertaker, Damian Priest. So he's saying that he's going to come after the title just so Cody's aware. It's not going to be Randy who takes it. It's going to be him. But Randy then talks to him to cut through the BS, and Drew says that something about some Kevin Owens stuff. This is a very long thing, by the way. Like, this is how they opened the show, and they're still continuing it. So it's pretty long of that all information. So it is going to start with a tag team match of the night.
Is it a
the teams in the tag title match walk in the back. But I guess it looks like Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton are going to have a fight during tonight's stuff too. That probably came about because of their altercation down in the ring. So the first match of the night is Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, who are the champions, versus Elton Prince and Kit Wilson. And if we don't know who they are, who are they?
They are the beautiful people or whatever.
Yes, they're pretty deadly.
Pretty deadly.
Anyways, they're the Pretty Deadly team. This is for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. Looks like they have a pretty good match, pretty long and everything like that. So you'll have to chime into that to see who wins. They then go back to something, I guess, that happened between Zelina Vega with Katina Chance and Kaden Carter. We haven't seen those two weirdos for a while, so it's kind of weird that they're kind of pulling her in there. And then Alba Fire and Piper Niven, who are Chelsea's security, show up to check out the area to make sure it's safe. Then Zelina says she knows how she is small, but the small threat is a big threat for the title. I guess looking at something saying that's why it was needed, all three of them were needed for Green to win. So Kaden and Katana challenged them to a match. So I'm guessing they challenged Alba and Piper Niven to a match. And maybe Chelsea and Zelina will be involved too.
I'm sure.
So they gave some more information. They kind of gave some stuff about WrestleMania 13. That the match between Bret Hart and Steve Austin is being inducted into the Hall of Fame, and they will be at the ceremony. Mm-hmm. Paul Heyman emerges from a vehicle with Roman Reigns. The Romanettes, his security detail, follows closely behind, as they're calling him. The second match of the night is that one with Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. It's just those two versus Piper and Alba Fire, but Chelsea Green's out there with them. Looks like they do pretty good. Give them all a run for their money and all that good stuff. And if you want to know who wins, you'll either have to look it up or watch the whole match. Chris says maybe Drew will cost Cody the title at Mania, making Cena win the title. Ooh, maybe, huh? So there was some fiasco happening after the match of the ladies. People attacking and murdering people. And Zelina then comes down and takes some couple hits at some of the other people, and we'll see how that works out for them. And then LA Knight walks in the back, and then they went to a commercial supposedly. Mm-hmm. So I guess the next match of the night, the number 3 match, is LA Knight versus Braun Strowman. This is for the United States Championship. So we all know that it'd be a weird fight. I'm sure Braun will do his weird stuff where he runs around the ring and crap and everything. And you know how I said Drew was coming out? He just barely came out, guys. And we are 22 minutes in, 23 minutes in.
Yeah, they have to kill 3 hours to
this fucking thing. And this is why Travis and I fucking hate 3-hour SmackDown. Because this is the shit that is annoying as fuck. They're like, well, we have 3 hours, so we can totally just fuck everybody up with it.
Let's kill a half hour, so then it's a 2.5-hour show, like Raw.
So, we were talking about the Braun and LA Knight match, and then some shenanigans happen after that, of course, because Jacob Fatu is having a fight, and he hates Braun Strowman, and blah, blah, blah. So, he comes out and does all kinds of horrible things to him. Then we get to see, I guess, they did a recap of what happened between Jimmy and Gunther on Raw. So, because Jimmy's a big crybaby. And then Jackie's in the back with Jimmy. And she asked about the slap from Monday night because Jimmy slapped Gunther, and then Gunther laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed at it. He says that he would definitely do it again. That Jay is in his head and he's not really, really making a big... He's not being how he should be. He's too much in his head for the match with Gunther. He thinks that he's lost against him every time, so he's like, he's got problems.
Look how big Randy Orton is.
Then they have Miz and Carmelo Hayes. They stop Jimmy in the hallway. Miz, of course, has some snarky comments to say. that he, that Jimmy's just such a tough guy. Your career sidekicks. Saying that neither one of them are going to beat Gunther, and that they'll never know what it means to carry a company.
Fact.
So Miz tells Jimmy he wouldn't get away with it if he slapped him. So Miz flinches after Jimmy probably tried to slap him or whatever. Jimmy says he's going to make a match for him and Miz tonight. So they go to a commercial, and then they're back. Looks like they're back out front, or showing Fatu walking back. And then he's stopped by Solo and Tommy Tonga. They have a talking to each other and see and Jacob is very much trying to be his own thing. Like, he is not going to like, he doesn't need their help. He's very adamant about telling them to go fuck off. Like, he is very, very adamant about that. Like, go fuck yourselves. I am not your friend. I don't want to be with you. But Solo, like, talks back to him, I guess. And so, like, there's some things that are not working out with that, whatever that family is trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
I guess then they have to have the quitter. They have to have her and have her little shit, because God forbid that we can't just make all that go away.
It's the whole storyline.
She's trying to get back into Bianca's good graces, like, asking her questions, like, why do you think it matters? Why I did it? Why don't you think it was the right thing? She's sacrificed everything, and it just breaks her little old rotten heart that she's supposedly the bad one, and that, she's done everything to do better, or do the best she supposedly is, and how Bianca is this great inspiration over women, and blah blah blah, and asking her who's had your back since day one. Like, it's all about how she's, of course, again, like, we're the bad guys, so we're a victim. I don't understand why WWE or Triple H or whoever it is deciding to write these story plots. But for some ungodly reason, every single time that they're doing what they're doing, if there's a heel involved or they make somebody a heel, they immediately become a victim. Like, they're a victim of every circumstance you could possibly think of. Somebody stole their boots, somebody untied their shoes, they're a victim of every circumstance known to man. Everything. Anyways, Piccola is in the chat. Hey, Piccola. Chris says maybe Drew will cost Cody the title at Mania, making Cena win the title. And Piccola says, hello, fellow gabbers. And Aoife's in the chat for a minute. Hey, Aoife. Good to see you tonight, hon. Hopefully you've had a good couple weeks. We haven't seen you for a minute. Aoife says, oh my God, it's the one day of the year where our time zones are an hour closer.
Yeah.
Aoife says our clocks go forward tomorrow night. Laughing my ass off.
Yeah,
we've been an hour closer for probably about 2 weeks, I would say. So, yeah, like, there's about 2 weeks where we're, like, an hour closer, and then, of course, your guys' clocks then change, and so then you're farther away again. Damn it. But we're glad to see you tonight, girl. Hopefully everything's going okay for you. Do you guys get, like, we get, the colleges and schools around here get, like, a spring break during this time of the year. Do you guys get, like, a spring break? Do you guys do, like, a week off from school, like, during this time? Just out of curiosity. Anyway, so Naomi, of course, the quarter, keeps talking about how she's this and that. She will not be pushed aside, and she will not be underappreciated, because, she's something, but really she's not. But we'll pretend. We'll pretend with her. Anyway, so moving forward, if you continue being aware, she advises Jade to proceed with caution. So she's threatening Jade, basically, and that's how that is. Nick is in office, and Jade is there and wants to know where the quitter is. But he says nobody's seen her, and Jade's like, I'll find her and I'll get my hands on her. And then, of course, they have the low-life people, the meth person and garbage girl.
B-Fab and
Reckoning.
Reckoning.
Meechin or whatever. So they're trying to get all on Jade's side, like, oh yeah, the quitter, she was bad, she was trash, and then Micha's like, I'm gonna deal with Charlotte, while Jade deals with the quitter, and BFAB wishes Jade luck against the quitter. So supposedly they're gonna have them, and it's like, oh God, please don't. So now we're putting Jade in that kind of a situation. Let's keep her far, far away from the most horriblest people on the roster. Besides, I mean, Naomi, yes, put her with them. She's perfect for that group. Like, they're all garbage. But let's not ruin her life before she gets going. Aoife says, good to see you guys too. Hope you're keeping well. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. Not too shabby, you know. It's starting to, you know, get springy here. So we've got warm weather or chilly rain weather or warm weather or it's a normal springtime in our area. Ava says, yeah, we get one for Easter. We get 2 weeks the week before and after Easter. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Well,
that's nice. Eva says, but some colleges will do it differently and give a week of in and around this time of year, but luckily mine gives us 2 weeks. Ha-ha! Good deal. That's awesome. All right. Anyways, so then they did that, and then they do a video package. Some people will be very excited about this, although I feel like he's just going to be a mid-card, and it really doesn't fucking matter. But we have expected this to happen, but Zelina's man is on his way back to the WWE, it looks like. So it looks like they have a video with the likely return of Aleister Black. Yeah. So if you're a big fan of him and his mental issues where he is a quitter on himself and the company, congratulations, he is coming back. I don't know how long he'll last or if they'll put him in some kind of counseling and make him required counseling so he has to do all that. That would be great. That way maybe he won't ruin other people's lives. So it looks like the quitter goes after Garbage Lady before Charlotte gets in the ring and does some mean things to her and hits her. And then, of course, Jade was probably watching like, oh my God. And so lots of shit ensues between Jade and the quitter. And somehow now we've got B-Fab being behind Jade. I don't like this. I don't like what they're going with this. And I hate it immensely. Immensely hate. Hate. Double hate. Loathe. Anyway, so the match number 4 was a women's match. Probably most people won't be interested in it. It is Garbage Face, Michin, Brecken, whatever the fuck you want to call her, versus Charlotte Flair. And of course, because Flair is now a sellout and has to give all these mid-card garbage their dues, it's a longer match than it should necessarily be. If you really want to watch it, you're more than welcome to. I will stay far, far, far fucking away from that shit. Anyways, and then back in the back, they have Jackie with Tiffany. So she's asking about the interview last week with Tiffany and Charlotte. So she kind of asks her some questions, and she kind of hints the fact that Charlotte has way more to lose at WrestleMania than Tiffany does. She's just a 25-year-old rookie. We're basically saying Charlotte's an old-ass woman, and she's old, and this is her last chance to be anything, which is true. I mean, she's not, mincing words. She is a 25-year-old rookie. Although, unfortunately, with that statement comes the fact that her actions are very much rookie-ish. So she is showing her true colors, that she is very green and probably shouldn't have been given a title quite yet like how they did. But, who knows what they were thinking when they did it. Maybe to see how well she does under pressure. Who knows? We don't know what's going on. It's not my care to know at this point. Anyways, I'm guessing this is going to be the last match of the night. It's going to be Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre. That was set up at the very beginning. If you watched it, you'll know for sure that that's what's happening. So you'll be able to see why they're having that match. But of course, that should be a really good long match. And it is not. It is not the main event. Wow. Okay. Nope, the main event is going to be some other stuff. Okay, so that's not the main event. They actually have one more match after that, which is kind of weird. So basically, we're looking at Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton as mid-card nobodies now because of where they decided to put them at in the match sequence. But supposedly a good match. You guys will have to watch it and see what happens. You know, Drew McIntyre really talked about breaking Randy's back a lot, so, you know, that might happen. But I guess Kevin comes around. We'll see what happens with that. You guys will have to watch to see where that goes. And then after the commercial, they come back with Rey Fenix is coming next week. So we do have two people coming. One, a return from long ago, and one, an addition from the AEW, going to join his bro and be the people they are, the Lucha Bros, or whatever the hell they're supposed to be. I don't know if they'll be able to use that name, but we'll see what happens.
They should be able to.
Let's see. Aoife says, only 3 weeks left, counting the days down. I'm done. Yeah. Oh, man, that's crazy. Also, if I disappear, I've fallen asleep. Sorry. Hey, girl, I understand it's a weekend. You've been busy. All that good stuff. All right, so they did a number 6 match. But they do come back with the Rey Fenix and that Quitter Face will face BFAB. So that's going to happen next week if anybody's interested. Not me. Don't care. But match number 6 is Miz versus Jimmy because that will come up in the back. You'll get to see whatever altercation they have with Miz talking to him like he's a dum-dum. And of course, Miz always gives pretty good performances and stuff like that. He can do his job as well as anybody else. Mm-hmm. You guys will have to watch to see what happens. But Jimmy has some words after the match. Drew walks in the back and he talks to some guy named Louis Capaldi in the back, and they talk about plans after the show. Then Jackie comes to talk to Drew and asks him about some stuff. He doesn't care about other people's business because the only person he fucking cares about is Damian Priest.
And Damian shows up in space.
And of course, they're going to have some weird thing that happens between them. So you guys will have to tune in to watch it. So they're doing stuff and everything like that. And then CM Punk and the Punkettes walk in the garage. They stop to stare at what happened between Drew and Priest. Then after a commercial, they look at John Cena's appearance on Raw because, of course, they can't, help themselves. And then, of course, it's the contract signing, and they have Nick Aldis in the ring with the tables, chairs, and the contract. And if you don't know who it's between, it is that triple threat match between Seth, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns. That's what this is about, by the way. So if you guys are interested in watching that, you're going to have to watch it yourself. There, of course, are going to have words and stuff and things, and I'm sure that people are going to say stuff and whatever, but Roman Reigns actually comes out first, then Seth, then CM Punk.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
But, yeah, so there's some words, and you guys are going to have to listen and watch it if you're a Punk fan or a Roman fan or Seth fan or whatever, because there's going to be some stuff in there that is probably going to make you question a lot of things. Hence, I'm talking about the favor thing that is a huge thing with what's-his-face. CM Punk and Paul Heyman. That's going to be a big thing. So the official stuff is Rey Fenix is going to be back. Supposedly they're going to have some new SmackDown announcers that are going to debut, which is interesting.
Testator's already gone.
I don't know. That's just some stuff, but maybe that's old headlines. Maybe that's old stuff. But they are going to have all that stuff. All right, everybody. Well, that's pretty much what happens on SmackDown. Like I said, we're not going to give any spoilers of who wins, but we're not going to stick around to watch it with you. It is pre-recorded. We already know who wins and all that stuff. Raw is going to be the same way. It's the last one that they're doing on the European tour that's going to be pre-recorded. And of course, as you know, on Raw, it is on Netflix, so we will come on and give spoilers and winners and stuff of that one. But pretty much the same. Other than that, we will be here for a normal showing on Wednesday and Friday next week, as SmackDown will be back in the States somewhere. I don't know where they're going first, but they will be back and having normal stuff. So they will start at their normal time of
8 Eastern.
8 Eastern time. So fantastic. All right, Ayla's in there and says, hey, hello, we're leaving. Thank you, everybody who did come in and say hi, hung out with us for just a minute. Like I had mentioned earlier, no spoilers. We did give you a breakdown of what's going to happen. Ayla says I have a few paintings for you, tour in watercolor, ran over acrylics. I was experimenting. Sweet. Well, I'm sure they are beautiful. We'll have to have a get together so I can get them. All right, everybody. Once again, thanks so much for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. We'll see you on Monday. Have a good weekend.